Hi, and welcome to my channel. So, April 5th, there were huge protests, I believe, in every single state. There were protests, and I honestly, I never thought there were going to be protests in the state of Idaho. There were protests in Idaho. I've never thought that that would happen. I think they were even in Utah. They were just in places that I would have never thought. I thought for sure they were going to be in the typical places people normally protest, which would, be a lot throughout the Southwest, of course, up Northeast, some places in the Midwest, but not like that. I thought it was going to be the typical normal places that we normally see protests, even when they swell up to be big. They normally only show up in certain areas. So yeah, I was very surprised that see that in Idaho. So I wanted to see then how is this affecting how is this affecting Trump? How is this affecting Trump supporters? And how is this affecting any of the Republican politicians? Like, is anyone nervous about what they saw from April 5th? How are they feeling? Are they concerned about what they saw? So let's first start with the let's start with the Republican politicians. Okay, so with the Republican politicians of what I am picking up, I am not picking up that they were uh it just didn't happen. It wasn't a thing. Like they weren't nervous, they weren't concerned about the protests that were happening on April 5th. They it doesn't matter to them. They're not afraid just yet. Okay, so I will say that, and I wanted to get a card for how the Republicans are feeling, the energy around that, about the Republicans, politicians, of how they're feeling about the protests. Okay. Okay, look at this. The card that came out, and it even in reverse. I hope I fixed it this time because I haven't been able to see because of the light. Like oh my God. I thought oh, there it goes. Okay, so we have walking away in reverse. So this means that, uh, again, like I said, I was picking up that it didn't happen. They're not afraid. And so this is walking away and not caring. Okay, this is not walking away and thinking they're walking away to something better. This is walking away and throwing it to the side, saying this no longer serves me anymore. So this is what the feelings and the energy right now of how the Republican politicians are feeling currently about the protests. Now, what we'll talk about Trump supporters, okay? Yeah, I think this is a better order. Okay, so Trump supporters. Um and again, I'm getting no with that. So at least with them, there's something there, okay? Because even though I'm getting no, it didn't concern them. But when I was asking about the Republican politicians, what I was picking up is it wasn't a thing. It wasn't a concern of theirs. They weren't nervous at all about what was happening. But when I tap into the energy of just the Trump supporter, it's a no. And so that's different. A no is different. That means that there is something happening there. Okay. That means that not everything is in their mind is as good, or it can just. So that's what I am getting. I even just was just like getting, or maybe not saying to others uh, what they actually feel. But let's get a card for the Trump supporters about how they feel. Are they nervous, concerned about the April 5th protests? Okay, we'll take that. That's a couple cards came out. Okay, so this is what I have. So we have the first chakra here, and that's all about being grounded. Okay, being grounded in something. And then what we have here is the sixth chakra in reverse, and that's all about being blocked. Clarity is being blocked with the sixth chakra there. The clarity is being blocked. And then look at this, how they felt. We have the door value in reverse, and this door wasn't open. They felt like this was no value to them, that it doesn't matter. But I feel like even though the clarity is blocked here for them, like I was telling you, I was getting just a no, but that's different from not feeling like there was something happening. I feel like these protests have been laying down the foundation now for something. So that's probably why we're getting just a no, which is a good place to be in, because that means you can be persuade a lot easier. Okay, so we see that there's that this could possibly be laying down the foundation for them shifting their minds, shifting the way that they're thinking about what's going on. Okay. And then now let's talk about, did the protest concern Trump? All right. So what I am getting for that is yes. So out of all, both of those groups, no one was concerned necessarily. Okay. The Republican Party, definitely not concerned. It wasn't a thing. When it came to the Trump supporters, they are, at least they're in the no. Okay. It still didn't affect them or think that this was going to do anything or move anything or shift anything. Uh, Now you have Trump, though. He's the only group that's concerned. He shouldn't have been concerned either if they're not concerned. But we know when he's concerned, that means something else. You know what I mean? Like that means that this is really getting under his skin. This means that this can make him lash out because that's just the personality of him. And I mean, that's just how normally this happens. You know what I mean? If something he doesn't like, he lashes out. So, uh, what I was also, I will tell you this, what I was picking up, like, I'm just like nervous, uh, to say it, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. It feels like he's going to stop the protests. Okay. I had did in one of my readings, I believe it was in my January, like just the 2025 predictions. One thing I was seeing, like when I was doing that, and I put it in that one, I kept seeing like massive crowds of people, massive crowds, massive crowds, and they're marching. And as you're, and I kept like going back, spanning back towards the end of the crowd. And it took me a long time to get there. But then I noticed that the further I kept getting, the more and more the march was getting tapered and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller until it was just like one person, like at the end, like one person just kind of like running to catch up, and that was it. And I didn't know what that meant. I don't know if this has something to do with it, but we'll see. Okay. 'Cause I got that just in general. I didn't get that for a month. I just got that in general for the month of 2025. And I don't know what that means. But then we have this, and he didn't like this, and he lashes out. And I don't know if that's going to have something to do with what I saw. Okay. And so I also wanted to ask the question, because I feel like what the most important thing is, when will the Republicans then be afraid of their constituents? Because right now they're not afraid of their constituents. Nothing anybody's doing right now is not moving them in either well, it's only going to keep moving them in one direction, and that's going to continue to capitulate, continue to keep bending the knee towards Trump. That's the only thing that I am picking up for that. Watch out! I have a reading coming out for that, so you can watch out, and it tells you watch out for that one, and it'll tell you about what I'm picking up as far as where the Republican Party is going to go. But let's get some cards out for that, because I'm not even getting that they're going to. It doesn't even feel like they're even getting afraid of their constituents until like July, August, sometime. That's when it feels like that's when they're getting afraid of their constituents. Let's see. Let's get a card out. Maybe afraid of their constituents. Let's get one. So we have the Magician in the mirror here, and that's all about something being manifested, created. But right after that, we get action in reverse. So we see something being created, manifested, and we have fire and ice here. So we see that anger there, and we see that ice there. I feel like trying to cool it down, and it feels like it's being cooled down by no action. But then we see love here. But in the environment, this is what we have. We have cornucopia here in reverse. This looks like there's no this this means like not there's no abundance of anything. Like something being taken away, the loss of things with cornucopia in reverse here. Okay? That's in the environment. And then to see like something trying to be created, manifested, even when you have this fire here, you have this ice here, somehow it's trying to balance each other to make something happen, and being manifested here. If you see like there's something being manifested there in the mirror that's being reflected out. So whatever you're putting into it is trying to be reflected back out again. But then what we see is no action from them. And this is something about what you love, or what we love, or what some action towards. It just seems like for the most part what we're seeing here, that's what you're going to get in action until they realize there's something that we love changes everything. So there's going to be a lot of inaction for a while. So that makes sense because we have July, August. That's we're in April, May, June, July. So that's about like 3-4 months that they're going to be pretty much not doing anything, not being afraid of their constituents. And it seems like, it does not happen 3 to 4 months. I'm getting July, August is when they actually start being afraid. And it's just because it feels like there's something being lost, something being taken away. There's no action being taken. And it's about something that we really, really love. So that's what I have for that when it comes to the April 5th protest, as far as what the Republicans are going, how they feel about this, the Trump supporters, and what else did we talk about? Oh, the constituents, and Trump. Of course, Trump. We talked about Trump. Okay, so that's what I have. I want to say thank you for watching. If you got this far, please subscribe. Subscribe, like, comment. Love to hear what you think about uh, what I was picking up, what I was getting, and I'll talk to you soon. So, thank you again. Bye bye. Many blessings. Thank you for watching. For the full video and more in-depth readings, visit our website at habitstarot.love. Now, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and our newsletter. Link is in the description for exclusive updates and insights. Your support helps us continue to bring you valuable content. Thank you and see you next time.